The old man was strangely stuck inside the giant tree, while a mysterious machine gun was embedded on the other side. Seeing the young man's curiosity about the weapon, he grabbed Lucas by the arm and told him his lab was nearby, containing all the information about this gun. He also asked them to bring him some food.
Помоги мне.
Seeing this, the group immediately followed his directions. Upon entering, they found the place filled with high-tech equipment. They began exploring the room. Mary spotted a weapon in the corner, identical to the one in the tree. Before she could figure out what was happening, she accidentally pressed the activation switch. The next second, she vanished inexplicably, only to reappear in another dimension. The unfamiliar surroundings stunned her. Stepping outside, she saw buildings unlike any she'd ever seen. Glancing at the neighborhood bulletin board, she realized she was now in the 1980s. In other words, she had time traveled. Astonished by this realization, Mary hurriedly began exploring the city, recalling how she'd been struggling to find work back home. The peaceful pace of life here made her want to stay. Mary rushed to apply for jobs at local companies, but on her way home, she encountered her own family. To her delight, the crying little girl before her was none other than her own older sister. Who would have thought her strong-willed sister had been such a crybaby as a child? So she took her sister to ride the Ferris wheel, determined to show her a good time. But before they could exchange more than a few words, Mary vanished into thin air once more. It turned out the time set on the transporter had expired, and she was beamed back. This experience made her realize the weapon in her hands was actually a time machine. Meanwhile, Jack discovered clues in the old man's computer logs. It turned out this time machine was his invention, but due to system instability, it could never reach the intended destination. Clearly, during an experiment, the old man had accidentally trapped himself in a tree, leading to the scene at the story's beginning. On the other side, Lucas and his companions returned with food, only to discover the old man had passed away. As they debated how to bury him, eerie sounds suddenly echoed around them. The pair rushed back, realizing the old man's death was far from ordinary. They resumed examining the logs, only to uncover a shocking secret. The old man's research had long been discovered. Led by Bill, his captors had been injecting him with slow-acting poison. By injecting him with slow-acting poison, the needle marks on his arm were from this. Now that the old man was dead, only they knew this secret, which meant Bill would surely come to eliminate them all. Realizing this, they tried to flee, only to find the door had been locked from the outside. Bill then set the place ablaze, intending to reduce them all to ashes. Seeing this, they frantically stripped off their clothes to beat the flames, but as the fire raged fiercer, their efforts proved futile. In this critical moment, Lucas remembered Mary's time machine. They quickly gathered around and activated the device. The next second, they successfully teleported into a villager's home. Unexpectedly, they had returned safely to their original location.